Okay, so right now we are looking at the Monocot cross section of the stem, and we're going to go through and look at these little vascular bundles in more detail, but I wanted to point out that the cortex runs through the outside area. Okay, so let's focus in on one of those vascular bundles during your drawing. So the vascular bundle is going to be lined with these fibers, and the fibers kind of give it some shape and support as that vascular bundle runs up throughout the stem. And these fibers here are quite small. They have a pretty thin cell wall, very little middle in the lumen, and they're stained that dark red. Okay. And inside that there will be the vascular tissue, and the forehead region this kind of looks like a little face to me. This forehead region has these little diamond shapes and some larger open cells, and these we're going to talk about in more detail, but this is the phloem area up here. And this is the cross-section where we can identify companion cells and sieve tube members. Those companion cells, if you look closely, you can see the nucleus inside of those, and you can kind of think about these as Siamese twins here that are still attached. So the companion cell has the nucleus, it's attached to that larger open cell, the sieve tube member, and they both need one another. So if you were to separate a sieve tube member, the companion cell would perish, and if you were to take out the companion cell, the sieve tube member would perish. So they require one another to maintain their function. The sieve tube member is responsible for the flow of photosynthate, and it's that large open tube. Think about, although syrup does come from the phloem, it's not quite that viscous, but that is where the material for syrup would come from there. And then the little companion cells, those are the ones that are smaller, but with that nucleus and all of the other organelles that's common to a plant cell. Then in the eye region, you have these very large cell-walled cells, the xylem, and they're kind of arranged with these very large vessel elements. Sometimes you'll see a nose there, and lots of smaller well, probably tracheids at this point, but part of the xylem. Okay, so you're going to have some goggles with a nose piece and the nose there for the xylem. And then you'll see some other cells surrounding what is the air space. And the air space, it's not a cell, it's surrounded by cells. Most of these are parenchyma cells in this region. But again, just like with the intercellular spaces, this helps with gas exchange. So this entire structure would be the vascular bundle, and those cells kind of ringing the bundle, those are the fibers. And the fibers are part of the sclerenchyma tissue. And this vascular bundle, if you'll notice, is surrounded by those large parenchyma cells, multifaceted cells that are storing things like water and sugars and secondary metabolites and all of that stuff. And so those little triangles again of space between those cells where they come and meet, those are the intercellular spaces. And then again, way kind of out here on the edge of our tissue, we're going to have the epidermis. Let's go back some slides so we can see that again. So we got the epidermis there. And then there's no true pith here. There is a cortex, however. So you kind of see some vascular bundles, vascular bundles, vascular bundle. So there will be kind of a small cortex running between the epidermis and the vascular bundle, which is the cortex. Okay.